In the Wild Fork Foods hot seat, it is David Helman. Thank you for being here, number one.
Of course.
Number two, we got beef.
Wow, that I didn't expect that.
Well, that's
I thought
why
this was like a happy reunion.
It
real,
was
like 2019 vibes
it was
going on.
supposed to be,
and it's not now.
What?
He's mad because he's going to be wrong. And
I got to
right.
win an argument with Bobby. Okay.
Feels like a theme for the show.
What? What was our interaction when we saw you walking out yesterday? Can you recall?
I believe you asked me, like, what's the deal with my wedding and why is it a state secret?
Yes.
Which it's not, for the record.
Okay, that's number one. We're going to get back to that. What about the other part?
Oh, shoot. So much happens at the Super Bowl. I already forgot the rest of it. I'm sorry.
I thought I convinced you to show up even earlier.
You said as early as possible. That's what you said.
This is it.
And you said I had nothing to do tomorrow.
Okay, but you can understand I am getting married to a wonderful woman who also works in football media. Mm-hmm. So her getting ready for a day at the Super Bowl is a lot more intense than any of us. And so we got out of the hotel when we got out of the hotel. What do you want me to say?
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
period.
Should I have left that conversation thinking that you would be earlier?
No, you said as early as possible, and this is as early as possible.
Okay.
If you wanted me here earlier, say, actually, can you come at 7? Because actually, it is okay. I thought about this in the hotel where I looked at the clock.
So your fiance's here right now?
Yeah, she's setting up to do her own radio show at Fox Sports. So I looked at my phone at probably 6:45, and then I looked at where she was in her process, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting there at 7:20. It just is what it is. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
No, that's great because that makes me right. So
if you you have to specify. Like if you wanted me earlier, you should say come at 7.
Did you know his girl was here?
No.
See, that's the thing.
How could I know? I didn't know.
Yeah. That you're the mercy of the woman changes things up when it's getting ready.
I love her very much, but I could have been here an hour ago if it was just me.
Right.
So that
I just thought when you said I got nothing to do tomorrow, that was the yes. That's my assumption. I didn't know, I would have been here earlier, but
were you behind any slow walkers?
Oh, we Ubered.
Oh.
Yeah, she's got heels and stuff. We're not going to walk.
Why is Bobby afraid to reveal your wedding site?
We talked about this. You know what? It's very considerate of him, I guess.
See, this thing, I get crushed for being considerate.
Just because, once you say something into a microphone, you don't have control over it anymore. But I never asked him to do that. We were getting married in Rome around Memorial Day.
Oh man. That won't be cool. Well, they don't celebrate Memorial Day over there.
No, they don't. It's not actually a holiday over there, but that time of the year.
Yeah.
I just know Fish listens, and I didn't want him to find out he wasn't invited. That was the
Mike Fisher?
Yeah.
Do you know that Bobby doesn't have a passport and doesn't appear to know
I'm getting the passport.
to get one?
Am I supposed to be surprised?
Yeah.
No.
The Bobby Belt wedding narrative is, can I wear like a hoodie and jeans to a wedding? So should I expect him to have a passport?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Are you going to be able to find a church in Rome? There's not a whole lot of them.
Yeah. Yes. Dude, it's crazy. I don't know how much y'all want to talk about this, but like, Rome is Rome, right?
It's awesome.
There's 1,000 churches, and they're all 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
We're getting married, and it's like a run-of-the-mill church. It cost no money to book. All you have to do is ask the priest, and he's like, "Yeah, we're free that day." And then I looked it up online.
Like you said about this morning.
They looked it up. I looked it up online, and it's it dates back to the Roman times, and there's an original Michelangelo at the altar, and I was like, this feels way too important for me. This all feels way too cool.
Have you gone there already to scout it?
We went we went after the Super Bowl last year to scout locations and pick how we wanted to do it.
Tasting?
So we're going back. We're going back as soon as the game ends to do the food tasting and get her fitted.
3 visits.
3 visits.
That athletic living, man.
Woe is me. I have to go to Rome 3 times in a year and a half.
What are you insisting on wedding wise? You're like, you can be in control, but I have to have this.
That's a good question. I guess the one thing that I was really firm about was we all have a group chat, right? My college group chat, I was in all of their weddings, and there's 6 of us total. and I'm the last one to get married, so I was like, I got to have all 5 of them. I don't care. And there were discussions about like, well, do you want this person to be in because of this? And I was like, no, I need my 5 guys. That's all I care about.
How many does she have?
I think it's like less than me. Like she has less bridesmaids.
There's going to be an odd number. I've never seen that.
I believe so.
That's such a dumb rule.
But I don't care.
You got to walk down the aisle. You got to hold arms.
That's such a stupid.
Who's the guy going to hold arms with?
Somebody can walk my mom up or something. I don't care.
Got to have a dog. Bring a dog or something.
Yeah, we'll bring our dog.
There you go.
David Helman here from the Ringer on 105.3 The Fan. Is there any difference looking at the Cowboys from your jobs after DallasCowboys.com versus covering them in Frisco? Like just perceptual, thinking about it differently.
Yeah, I think, well, there's a couple of things. Number one, I like to think that for somebody who does this nationally now, I will just pat myself on the back and say, I like to think that I look at the Cowboys differently and I don't fall victim to some of the lazy national narratives about the Cowboys. I think I'm much more fair with the Cowboys than the average national person. And then the other nice thing is I can ignore them if I want to, like if they don't deserve to be talked about. Like after the Denver game this year, I was like, okay, like obviously I'm going to watch the Cowboys and I want to keep up with what's going on there, but I can just sort of take 2 steps back and not worry about this team the way that you guys have to. And I got to admit, when they suck, it's really nice to be able to do that.
Do you see a definite, no doubt, spike in y'all's numbers when you talk about them?
Not really. And I love what we do so much, and it's a privilege to be able to do it. So the Athletic Football Show, we are for the dorks. Like we are granular. We're talking about personnel usage, and we beat the Rams 13 personnel thing to death. We were like, oh my God, the Rams use 3 tight ends all the time. Like nobody does this. Why are they doing this? How is it working? That's what we get into. And so our audience is going to show up for whatever. And if the Cowboys are worth talking about, we're obviously going to talk about them, but we don't do any of the, we don't care about ranking quarterbacks or why can't this guy win the big one or any of that type of stuff. So there's no benefit to hyping up the Cowboys, it's really refreshing. And when the Cowboys do some cool stuff, we'll talk about it. I mean, we talked so much about Pickens this year. We did a coaching carousel catch up last week, and we're all very excited about the Christian Parker hire and what that might mean. So, yeah, it's refreshing to just be able to treat the Cowboys like any other team, because that doesn't happen very often.
If you were going to forecast ahead and your best guess of when do you think you will be talking about the Cowboys regularly on that show, because you have to?
Oh, dude, it's a running joke. So my co-host, Robert Mays, he's covered this league for a long time for a variety of outlets.
Does things the right kind of way.
Bill's brother.
No. We were talking about it when they hired Christian Parker. I looked at Robert and I was like, I'm going to have to ask for your forgiveness, because like I think I'm going to start hyping up the Cowboys in 2026. Like there's a lot of, we'll see what they do in free agency and the draft. Obviously we don't need to get ahead of ourselves, but if you're just looking at it, you're like, there's plenty of reasons to be optimistic about the Cowboys in 26. And so.
But did you know Christian Parker before the last month?
Yes.
You did?
Absolutely. And I'm not even going to say myself. I mean, I knew the name. Robert, again, love my coworkers, love my co-hosts. I mean, he makes it a point to know NFL coaching staffs and get familiar with guys before they blow up. He knew Christian Parker when he was with the Broncos. And, the fact that he wound up in Philly after parting ways with Vic Fangio, they were in Denver together. Fangio goes to Miami. Fangio lands in Philly. Parker makes his way back there. Like, when an assistant you worked with 2 stops ago lands with you in Philly, that says something. And so, again, it's not me. Robert Mays, my coworker, he's been on the Christian Parker train for probably 2 years at this point. And we joked when we saw that he was getting the job, where he was like, I've been a fan of this guy for 3 years, and it's really funny that Dallas is where he wound up, because he knows the ties that I have to the franchise and stuff like that. So, short answer, yes, I'm familiar, and I'm very excited about the hire.
It's one of those, the Parker thing, too, is so fascinating because of the reputation. So I was talking to Joe Hoyt, and he said, like, he's going to Pro Bowl, and he's talking to all these different people, and he's trying to get their thoughts on things. And he said he saw Zach Bond. He's like, well, Zach Bond's a linebacker, but I guess I'll ask him since he was in Philly. He's like, hey, I know you you're a linebacker. But when I asked about Christian Parker, and he like cut him off, and he goes, no, like he goes, everybody talks to Christian. And he goes, because Christian is the guy who, if you need an answer about the defense, you know you can ask Christian because Christian knows what everything is supposed to be. And you're seeing a lot more of these hires, like these assistant hires that they're making stuff. They're going very young and coming from Kirby Smart or other Fangio-type coaches. They're clearly committing to something and letting Christian Parker do what he wants.
Well, not only that, but Christian Parker was the passing game coordinator. And so, even if a linebacker is a front seven player, you think about all the duties and responsibilities you have in the pass game as a linebacker. That makes perfect sense. And, from everything I understand, Christian Parker had his hands in everything. And so
David Helman joining us here on the home of the Cowboys. Where are you in draft study prep?
Man, one of the biggest and coolest selling points of me joining The Athletic, before I even got there, they had a vision where they were like, we want you to be involved in draft stuff because during football season it can get away from us. And I looked at them and I was like, well, I know Dane Brugler going back a decade, right? And they were like, yeah, we do know that, and that's why we want you to host a podcast with him. So I've been doing a draft show with Dane. It's on our feed. Please go check it out, Building the Beast. We've been doing that since August, and so now it's really fun. Like, we've been following it all season long. We knew who Trinidad Chambliss was in September. So we're just, following through the season.
All that Ferris State tape you were watching?
Absolutely, dude. No, when I heard they were probably going to have to start him, I looked at Dane and I was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, he went to Ferris State and he's going to start in the SEC. And a week later, I was like, he's got the goods. All right, let's take a look at this guy. But so now it's the fun part where, Dane is 1,000 guys in, and I've been following along to where I know all the major prospects, and he just went to the Senior Bowl. We recapped that. I'm going to see him in Indy, so I'm knee-deep in draft stuff. It's great.
What are some great Cowboys scenarios at 12 and 20?
Man, I was thinking about this the other day because obviously Joe and a bunch of people are putting out mocks now that the season's winding down. 20 is a little bit harder to predict, but I am so excited about what might be there for Dallas at 12 because, and I know this is cliche, but somebody amazing is going to slip to them one way or the other. Point blank period. One of the two of Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles should be there for them. I can't imagine a scenario where both of those guys are off the board at 12. Or maybe by some miracle, Mansour Delane, my LSU Tiger, who is the best corner in the draft. I would be surprised if he fell, but maybe if somebody does take Caleb Downs in the top 10, Mansour Delane falls to you. But I think a blue chip defender is going to be there at 12. And we're talking about Christian Parker. What is the wave in the NFL right now? A badass nickel that lets you play all sorts of packages and not have to substitute out. You're good against the run and nickel. You're good against the pass. Does that sound like Caleb Downs, Bobby?
Yeah.
It sounds like Caleb Downs to me. So I'm really excited about the possibilities that are there for them, particularly at 12. I'm sure there will be good players at 22. It's just a little bit harder to predict.
Where else can people get all the content?
So it's the Athletic Football Show. You can find us wherever you find podcasts. We have a YouTube channel too, and we are always going, man. We do Sunday recaps, we do preview shows, we recap every game live. We're going to put an episode together 20 minutes after the Super Bowl ends, and we're not slowing down in the offseason. The draft stuff cranks up. We'll have, we got you covered about free agency, the draft, all that stuff all year round. It's a ton of fun. Come find us.
Bobby, if you plan on wearing a shoulderless, strapless dress to his wedding, he does ask that you cover your shoulders.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen his bald head?
I'm not Bad Bunny.
I am going to need a suit if you come.
No, I will.
I am going to need a suit.
I know. Cody did the same.
Black tie optional.
Cody got me the suit.
I'm on your not
bald
page
head
here.
I did. I think it looks good for the record.
It looks good, right?
I think it looks good.
Thank you for the time and congratulations.
I'm always happy to talk to y'all.
David Helman.